Welcome back, guys. Today we'll be doing January 2020 CSEC Mathematics Question 2. Let's get started. The first question that we have here is asking us to factorize the following expressions completely. This is 5h squared minus 12hg. When we say factorize, we're asking you to factor out what is common. Now, you're seeing that we have h squared. H squared means h times h. So I will be rewriting 5h squared as 5h times h. So h times h means h squared minus 12hg. So factorize means factor what's common. So we're seeing that h is common here and it has to be common in both places. So since they're the same, I can factor out this letter h. It means this is now outside the bracket. So what am I left with? 5 and h, that's 5h, minus 12 and g, that's 12g. And that's it. So factor it out, I have h, open bracket, 5h minus 12g. You can always check if your answer is correct by multiplying, which is expanding. So h times 5h, that's 5h squared, and h times the minus 12g, that gives us minus 12hg. Let's look at the next question. So we're still looking at factorizing the expression, and just a reminder, it's an expression. If I had equals 0, then this will be an equation. How do we factorize this? Now we're seeing 2 in front of this x squared, so I will multiply 2 times negative 6. So 2 times negative 6, that will give me negative 12. So I need to find the factors that multiply to give me negative 12, but add to give me the center. Now you're seeing minus x is the same thing as negative 1x. So we can rewrite this as negative 1x. So that means add to give me negative 1. So I need two numbers, that's 2 times negative 6. So once you have number greater than 1, you have to multiply them. So 2 times negative 6, that's negative 12. Then we look at the center. The center is negative 1. So two numbers that multiply to give us negative 6 would add to give us negative 1. That is negative 4 and positive 3. So I replace the center with the two factors. Those are called factors. So these two numbers will be replaced in the center. So I have 2x squared minus 4x minus 4x plus 3x minus 6. Now, if you realize the center, I've replaced it with the two factors, but I've attached an x. So when I add this minus 4x plus 3x, I will still get the minus 1x. So it's still saying the same thing. The center is still negative 1x. Also, I could have written the 3x first and the minus 4x, and we will still arrive at the same answer. Now let us put the first two in a group and the next two in another group. So we need to factor what is common. So the 2 and the 4, it's divisible by 2. So I can factor out 2. What does it have in common? X. So I can factor out an x. So factoring out this, if you realize here, I have 2x squared, so I factor out these 2s. That means there's no longer any 2. and we factor one of the x. So that means I will just have an x right here. Now, if you're still not seeing it, what you can do, you can divide this by 2x, and then these cancel, and then one of the x's cancels. So here I have my x, which is what I have here. So the same thing, we have to factor out 2. So factor out 2, I'll have minus 2 right here. So I'll have minus 2. Remember, I factored also all of this x outside. It's factored out. Now, what you could also do is divide this by 2x if you are encountering difficulties. So 2 into 4 goes 2 times, and the x cancels. So that's why I have a 2 here. Now, for the next one, what is common that I can factor out? I can factor out positive 3. So factor out 3, I will be getting x in this position because I factor out this 3. In other words, you can divide by 3, this cancels. So that's why I just have an x. Same case here, factor out 3. So you can divide 3 into 6 goes 2 times if you're having difficulty to know what should be here. If you realize both of these brackets, they must be the same for us to continue to the next line. Also, you can always check if your answer is correct. What you can do, you can clear the bracket. 3 times x, 3x. 3 times minus 2, minus 6. 2x times x, 2x squared. 2x times minus 2, that's minus 4x. Now we're going to group the 2x and the plus 3 together. So I have 2x plus 3. This is being repeated, so you write it once, so I have x minus 2. Now you could have written the x minus 2 first, and the 2x plus 3 second. The order doesn't matter. And that's it. Solving this equation, the first thing I'm going to do is clear the brackets. So 3 times r, and then 3 times minus 5. So let me rewrite r plus 3, then expand. 3 times r, that's 3r. Then 3 times minus 5, that's minus 15. Now we're going to group like terms. So what I will be doing, I'll be carrying the 3r over the equal sign and the positive 3 over the equal sign. So once I carry the positive 3r over the equal sign, the sign changes to a negative. So I will have r minus 3r. And once I carry the positive 3 over the equal sign, the sign changes. So I have minus 15 minus 3. So this becomes negative when you carry it over the equal sign, and the same happens here. So r minus 3r, that is negative 2r. Minus 15 minus 3, that is negative 18. Then we divide both sides by minus 2. This cancels, so r is equal to 9. And that's it. Now we're going to make k the subject of the formula. First thing I'm going to do, this is not attached to where k is, so we can carry it over the equal sign. So I will have 2 capital A minus 3t equal pi k squared. Next, we're going to get rid of the pi on the right. So I'm going to divide both sides by pi. So this cancels. So I have k squared is equal to 2a minus 3t over pi. Then we square root all of this. So this cancels. So k is equal to the square root of 2 capital A minus 3t over pi. And that's it. Corn planted. So this is the final question, part D. A farmer plants 2 crops, potatoes and corn. So potatoes and corn on 10-hectare piece of land. The number of hectares of corn planted must be at least twice the number of hectares of potatoes. P. Write two inequalities to represent the scenario. No. Something that we need to note. First, P represents the number of potatoes that we have. Also, we have the number of hectares where corn planted is C. So P represents the number of hectares of potatoes, while C represents the number of hectares of corn planted. No. The next information is that we have 10 hectares of land.
So we were given that the land size is 10 hectare.
That's important. So how are we going to get the inequality? First information is that two crops, potatoes and corn on a 10-hectare land. So here I can see planting the corn and planting the potato can take up the entire land. It can take up the 10 hectare of land. So, or it can take up part of it. So I have less than or equal to, because equal to means I am going to take up the entire land, and the land is 10 hectares. So that can happen. Or we can take up 3/4, a quarter, or even a half. No, the next statement says the number of hectares of corn planted must be at least. What does at least mean? At least means it can be this amount or more. At least, if I say I'm going to give you at least 5 eggs, it means I can give you 5 eggs or more. If I say I'm going to give you at least 5 BMW, it means I'm going to give you 5 BMW or more. So if I'm going to represent this, it is saying that the corn planted will be either, might be twice the number of hectare of potatoes that are planted, or it can be more. But we have to have equal to, because of the word that they say, must be at least. So the least amount that we can have is twice the potato planted. So that's why I have equal to, because I can have twice the amount of potato planted, or we can have more than twice.
And that's it. These are the two inequalities that were asked for in this question. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Have a great day.